I'm in Xun Park. That's Hangzhou Stadium. I was here last winter. I did the museum to the father of modern literature, China's father of modern literature. Very critical of the Confucian literature that was the driving architecture of Confucianism and the civil administration during the Qing dynasty. So he was revered, although I don't think he ever formally joined the Communist Party. But he rightfully saw the, very simple, huh? The actual tomb here. He rightfully saw the system set up by the imperial examinations as befitting the cultural elite. You had to be literate and read the Confucian classics, of which I believe there are 5 Confucian classics. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. Yeah? Kitty, kitty. I'm cat sitting for a friend right now. And her cat is very needy. And you pick him up and pet him for a while, and he relaxes, and then he gets real high strung for no reason, and starts biting, clawing. Sometimes I think cats take on the personality of their owners. When I was here last winter, I wasn't using the, so I get in the shade, I wasn't using the app yet, this app to record stuff. So today, just to make sure I knew where I was going, I first ran up on line 3 to South Changjiang Road, which said it was the terminus for line 3, maybe just that train I was on. And the terminus is really up here, North Changyang Road. But there's a free shuttle bus that should pick me up at 1:30, so I have an hour to play around here. And it'll take me over to the Glass Museum, Shanghai Glass Museum, which is open late on Saturdays till like, I think, 9 o'clock. And they do a glass blowing experience and demonstration. It sounded really cool, and I didn't do it last time I was here. So I thought I might take a quick spin around the Dulin Culture Street just to make a record of where I've been. It's kind of frustrating, you know, I was on the plane. And even if you're in first class and you have an empty cabin like I did on this trip here, I flew on New Year's Day, New York. And so I didn't really have a New Year's. So the plane was empty. And the next day, New Year's Day, the plane was like oversold. So I was like, I'll leave. So I only had 12 hours at home. I flew Beijing, New York, and then 12 hours at home. Repacked, did laundry, repacked, and I forgot my laptop charger, so I wanted to go home for that. My dad locked himself out of his bedroom, so I broke the bedroom door down. He's cat sitting my sister's cat. She just graduated from law school. She went to Haiti for vacation. And last time I was here, this park was all torn up. They had a lot of it fenced off and bulldozers everywhere. There's a plum grove here. If you come in another month, in February, the plums will bloom. They're the first bloom of the spring. It's a little earlier here. Shanghai's tolerable in January, February. It's not warm, but you can leave your jacket unbuttoned on a nice day and walk around without gloves and not have your hands be completely freezing. They'll be cold, but you stick them in the pocket, you know, every now and then you're fine. Not like in Beijing, which is ridiculously cold there, like freezing cold, you know. Which last time when I was in Shanghai last winter, there were some snow flurries a couple times, but nothing really ever accumulated. I think Beijing, they'll get a little bit more snow, maybe a couple inches here and there. So the actual museum, the Xun Museum, which is worth visiting, but I've already done it. Might pop in. I don't know if it's free. Forget. It's right over here. Memorial Pavilion, China-Japan Friendship Memorial Clock. We were at the mausoleum, now we're here in the Plum Garden, I guess. I have a waterfall. The Doolin Road Culture Street's got a left-wing writers museum. One of the guidebooks, I think it was the Rough Guide, said that there's a Mao museum, but it's really just a kitsch shop. Admission 15 yuan, huh? It's just to go into the Plum Garden. Nothing's gonna be blooming now, I don't think. 94. Oh, why don't I do it? Why not? It's my Metro card. 谢谢. So that's what they will look like. White plum. I just thought plums were like pinkish purple. The blossoms, I guess they can be. A little frustrating sometimes to get your bearings in a new city. And I don't think it's worth it to try to stay with friends anymore when I travel. And people are nice and let you stay with them, but then you also have to put up with like a lot of just like totally unnecessary drama that I don't know why people love drama. Everything's fine, nothing's bad, and they just drama. And I think maybe I used to be like that before I started traveling, because you want to do something with your life, you don't know what to do, and there's no impetus to do anything when you live somewhere. You could do it anytime, so you never do it, and you try to get people to do stuff with you. No, I don't want to do it, and then they'll change your mind when you leave. Like my friend, she messages me, I'm like, do you want to go to dinner later? Do you want to do this morning? No. Well, okay, I will go to brunch. Too late, I'm leaving. I'm going out now. I plan my day. Like, you should have told me 2 hours ago when I asked you, And then, do you want to, I'll have dinner with you later. Do you want to have dinner? No. Then 2-3 hours later, text message, but to the wrong phone, so I don't get it till I'm back home. Yeah, let's have dinner. It's like, well, sorry, I flew around the world. You gave me drama when I showed up, first of all, over stupid shit. And then, when I'm here, and you're still giving me shit, I'm still a nice guy. I'm not gonna, fight with you. I don't do that. I don't get engaged in drama, I'm doing you a favor. I'm gonna cat sit for you. I could go get a hostel, but, thought I'd be nice and, we'd hang out, but, oh, you're not feeling well, blah, blah. I showed up, it's 4:30 in the afternoon. She's unshowered, wearing pajamas, eating pizza with french fries and what was it, french fries and pepperoni topping from Domino's delivery. And I was like, oh man, I knew you were not in the highest spirits, but Korea, is this Korean flag in the background? Like I was saying, the left-wing writers museum is nearby. There was a massacre by the KMT of some of the left-wing writers. I don't know if those are Japanese soldiers. North Sichuan Shopping Street has some good shopping, kind of a more local shopping area than anything else. Yeah, so it would be nice to see the plums blooming, but you can see the buds are ridiculously small here. Anyway, my friend's now in Cambodia. She left last night. Honestly, when people act like that, I was like, I can't wait for you to be gone. If you're just gonna like be drama for no reason, just like leave. When you want to hang out with you, be around you, But I'm nice, so I'll never like pick on somebody or tell them that. It's no reason to. Sometimes I think people need to hear shit, but it's like they can hear it from somebody else. If you keep acting that way, people blow you off, won't want to have anything to do with you, and it might take like 4 or 5 friendships, relationships, whatever, before you realize, maybe like the way I'm acting isn't so great, and like people don't want to hear my shit, and it's not fair to put it on them, I think too, like, another problem you have to watch out for is like people kind of get jealous. Like, I've been posting some pictures lately because I've gotten upgraded to first class a bunch of times because I've been traveling so much in the last year or two. And it's like, once you do it a couple times, it doesn't seem like so great, but it's kind of fun to take a picture when you have a nice meal before you and there's a map of the, flight route on the screen, and, I put a little message on it like, I'm headed to Shanghai, and then, upload it, and that way everybody knows what you're doing and where you are, and it's kind of cool. I guess it's kind of braggy, but I don't really see it that way. It's just kind of like, this is a cool thing, Then people get all pissed off. Like, she kept telling me, she's like, I'm poor, and I'm like, you're not that poor. You have a nice apartment in downtown Shanghai, you have a good job, you have enough time and money to go to Cambodia for several days. Like, I think she was pissed off because she signed up with a tour group and it turned out to be like all old people, and I was like, well, I mean, I don't know. I know what's wrong with people. It's like never satisfied with anything. You try to explain to them like nothing's ever going to be perfect, in life. If you expect it to be like perfect, then you're going to be disappointed all the time. But if you can deal with things being like functional, yeah, you can get upset. I have no problem with people like being upset and being a little pissed off, and then you get over it, I'm a little pissed off, but now I'm over it. It's not like a constant all the time thing. Maybe it lasts 5 minutes, maybe it lasts like a few hours till you get out and start doing stuff. What is this, a tea house, I guess? But at some point, has to end. And you say to yourself, well, I'm here in this place now, like, I was pissed off before, but now my mind's kind of off of it. It's actually really nice. I have nothing really right now to be that pissed off about. Like, that happens to me all the time. Like, I do different stuff every day, so I put up, like, with a lot of frustrations. And, I'll be pissed about this or that, something not working like it should or whatever, or not being efficient with my time. And then I get over it, and I'm like, well, oh well. I don't know. I went through a lot of therapy in high school, college, and I think you get to a point where you realize like how to think about your emotions and problems and change things. It's like really hard. When I was in high school, college, and think like, oh, my parents like. They're not horrible people, but they have a lot of problems, and they divorced, and like they're never really gonna get their shit together in certain areas, and a lot of shit they're taking out on me unnecessarily, and it's probably gonna take like years for me to like really get out on my own and not have to deal with like their shit all the time, and that might involve like establishing boundaries with my own parents, because I don't want to be emotionally, abused and have shit put on me for no reason. It has nothing to do with me, and you get to a point where like you do that, and you say, well, I wish I didn't have to do that with people, but I am. And then people get really mad at you, and you do that to them. You say, look, like, I like you, I'll hang out with you, I'm not gonna put up with that. You do it, I'll just walk away, do my own thing, and you can, choose to do your own thing, or you could adjust your attitude and, well, have a nice day. And like, a lot of people have real trouble letting go of certain emotions. It's like they want to act them out to the brink of whatever it is, the complete end of that emotion. And it's like, look, if you do that, like, there's no point in getting like so pissed off with stuff and taking it to the point of like, I don't ever want to talk to you again, never, whatever. Like, you know, if you are going to be friends with someone, you accept it. Like, oh, they're a little pissed off today, in a bad mood. But like, if they're just going to be like, no, not going to do anything to adjust my attitude, I'm just going to like keep running with it. It's like, look, are you like a monkey or something? Like, use your like higher brain to say to yourself, yeah, you know, maybe I could just slowly get out of this funk. I don't know, sometimes I think I'm pretty hard to travel with too, because most people, like today I'm going to do one thing, because I've done this already. This is kind of just like a diversion, so I don't sit and wait for the bus where there's nothing to do. And it's a nice day. But you know, a lot of the time, I do want to see like 3, 5, 7 museums in a day. And the person I'm with, like, let them know what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. And like, we can stop for lunch if you leave the house before 9. If you leave the house before 9 a.m., if we don't leave before 9 a.m., then no, I don't want to stop for lunch. You know, I'm going to get something really quick and stuff it in my mouth. But like, that's what ends up happening when you hang out with anybody. You can forget about leaving the house before 9. That's the other thing too about like hanging out with people. If you like try to make something of a trip like that socially. Like, I got here, let's see, it was Thursday night, huh? Yeah, I guess it was Thursday night. Now it's Saturday morning, and I still don't feel like I've completely unpacked and adjusted to being here. Whereas if I just went straight to my own hostel, unpacked, I was going to be here for 2 weeks, you know, by Friday morning, I'd have been, boom, on the go, have my shit planned out, you know, not all, like, wrapped up in somebody else's drama, in somebody else's space. Like, people are nice, like, let you stay with them and stuff, but, like, to get to the point where you can afford not to do it, and you say, well, if it's just going to be a social thing, that's nice, but then you have to put up with, like, the BS, and, you know, move here for 3 days, unpack, like, there's not really enough space, like, where do I put my computer? There's really not enough space anywhere. The cat's gonna chew the wires and climb on shit and piss on stuff, and, like, you know, it's just cat hair everywhere. It's like, I'd be willing to do it if the person was gonna, like, not be a jerk, you know? Which, like, people aren't, I'm not saying people are horrible, but I don't see why there ever has to be so much drama about stuff. It's like, over what? Like, you don't realize how good your life really is, you know? You're not handicapped, you, like, you know, have pretty much everything you could want. Like, it's maybe not perfect, but the fuck, like, a lot of people aren't, you know, perfect, even the people you probably think are. Like, everyone pretty much has the same problems. Like, it's just part of being human. You just, like, deal with that shit, you know? Get over it. Like, that's why I like going to museums to a certain extent. It's like a distraction from, like, being a human with a whole bunch of fucking problems, you know? And, like, I kind of like not having my phone on all the time and going to a museum and doing this. Like, you forget about shit. You can, like, say, you know what? Like, I don't need to be texting right now. What's the point of it, you know? Like, that's why I post so much pictures and videos of shit. It's like, this is what I did today. If you're really curious what I fucking did, watch this. If not, then who gives a shit? I'm not gonna fucking be texting 24/7. Texting in bed, texting when I get up, texting on the train, texting when I go anywhere. Impossible for me to ever, like, be concentrated and engaged with what I'm doing, you know? So I don't understand why they're charging at this entrance for the plum garden when it seemed like that island over there I could have gone to, and I don't know if that's part of the plum garden too or not, but you can enter from that way and not have to pay anything. Seems kind of silly. Chinese parks are always really nice to visit because there's always a lot of community stuff going on. It's a little late now. We're into the afternoon, but if you come in the morning, people doing all the exercises, tai chi and karaoke, playing with the daibolo and all that stuff.